What's up, everybody? Nick Powills, publisher of 1851franchise.com. Today, we are talking wellness with Facial Mania Med Spa. Coming up next. All right, Marcello, what I'd love to start with is your story. How did you accidentally fall into franchising? What's your franchise story? Then we'll get into the brand.
Yeah, Nick. Hi. Well, let me give you the short version, right? Because I'm from Europe and I was an investor. I've been an investor since 2001. Multiple businesses. We were building outsourced sales teams for telecommunications companies and energy companies, and then I jumped into real estate in Europe and then United States. And in 2017, finally, we decided to move here. My wife is a doctor, is an oncologist by trade, licensed in Europe, with passion for beauty. And we decided to do something with our friend and at this point, co-founder, Anthony Mora, multiple decades expert and veteran in the beauty industry. And we opened the first Facial Mania Med Spa in 2018. So it's a blend between, of course, cosmetology and beauty expertise, medical expertise, and my entrepreneurial / marketing and digital marketing expertise. And here we are. We opened our franchise. We launched our franchise after 1 year in 2019. And we are here looking at a nice 21 locations, 7 of them already open, the other 14 on their way, opening 2024, 2025, and countless negotiations and conversations to open more.
I love it. What a great position story, and a few follow-up questions on it. So, obviously, as an investor, like I would imagine your widget doesn't matter. It could be a med spa, it could be telecommunications. It doesn't matter. Like you operationalize the way that you do business. So when you look at the med spa business, obviously that's the cover be above it. But I would imagine like you have a methodology of how you approach things. Did you cross apply that methodology first and then say this is how it fits in med spa? Did you say we're going to do med spa first and then put in your methodology? How did that go?
The latter. We started from medical spa, from a passion. As I mentioned, my wife and Anthony, they come from medical and beauty industry. So we started from the medical spa concept. We wanted to make the difference in this industry. We had the passion, we had the knowledge. We very rapidly built a team of doctors, of medical and technical people involved in our venture. From there, I found out that we were facing a real lack of certain ingredients in this formula, right? So, and we decided to use my expertise in marketing, technology, and the possibility, the chance to analyze and market and finally give the market answers, new, fresh answers, without being cocky, of course, without being, without pretend to be what we are not, right? But definitely, we think we are giving our contribution to the industry with new ideas, fresh ideas, stemming from technology and marketing, a very, very marketing and technology-driven approach to otherwise pretty much conservative brick and mortar industry.
What I love about what you're saying is you called out the point of differentiation: marketing, technology, and innovation. You're taking those 3 categories and you're cross-applying it back to the med spa segment.
Yeah.
Where, for what it's worth, where I see opportunity, I love that as a positioning. Whenever I land on a website, I always say, what's the why you why now? Show me why I should buy this and buy it now. And you say, become a franchise owner, fill out my form. But what you just said is so powerful that we're cross-applying technology, marketing, and innovation back to a segment that's already existed. now it piques my interest in a different way. And then you answer, how are we doing that? And you can see it in some of the positioning that you're offering below it, but putting it under that umbrella feels so powerful, because as a business operator, now I'm like, okay, if I'm trying to bet on the jockey, which is you, I'm betting on your background, your backstory, and what you cross apply into a business. That seems impressive. And even you and your wife as and partner is putting this business together. Like, I want to see that story get lifted up more too. So I think, first of all, I think your branding looks beautiful. It looks fantastic.
Thank you.
You perfect some of that business story. Now all of a sudden it changes the passive buyer who might be landing on your site. Obviously, there are smart human beings that could say, Med Spa has had a great run. It's going to continue to have a great run, because really, in my opinion, it's the flexibility in what can be offered to the end user. If for whatever reason service A is no longer needed, popular, or doesn't work anymore, service B or C now takes its place. And that's like the flexibility of the concept ends up being so impactful for protecting the initial investment. But anyway, I see a huge opportunity for you to own marketing, technology, and innovation in the way that you're positioning the business.
Yeah. And the most important thing for us is why we do things. And I love that you asked me why I am here, right? So that's the key question. And if the answer is, well, I want to make the best computers, implicitly you are saying, well, I want to make money, right? Out of that competitive advantage. Right. So our why is a little different. Well, we always get inspiration from, I don't know, guys like Elon Musk, the green mission, or Jeff Bezos, the obsession with the customer satisfaction. And then, okay, of course, you build your business with money, investors, and technology, tons of technology. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to do anything, and even less in 2024, where a private equity firm or a family office, 95% of their investments are on technology, right? It's inevitable. It's inherent to the 2024, right? But our why is we want to make people happy. From there, of course, we're going to make money. We're going to be happy as well. But we want to make people happy. Not only our customers / patients, but also our collaborators. There's no customer satisfaction with a disgruntled or sad workers. It's impossible. In our industry, even less. So we strongly believe that mentality and, of course, technology, which eases a lot of things, right? Eases the process and enables us, empowers us to make people happy through great prices, great environment, and great outcome, great services. These are the keys, but happiness and smile are definitely our big why in this endeavor.
I would play back what you just said and take those, and that's your why on the franchisee side. Because think about the reason someone buys into a franchise, because they're going to invest a portion of their life savings into a business they have little to no control over. They are not the entrepreneur. They get to be entrepreneurial. And what you just said on that last part, what equals happiness? There's going to be a reason why they want to do this. And happiness can be money. Happiness can be more time with their family. Happiness could be building up legacy, whatever that is. There is that answer. And if you cross apply what you just said on how your why back to what you're doing for the customer, back to what you're doing for the franchisee, it's such a huge win, because you're doing exactly the same thing. And now all of a sudden your business is, it's about taking your body and your mind to a whole new level, no matter what it is, whether a customer or a franchise owner,
Yeah. And when you have this alignment in purposes, well, that's the best recipe. Yeah. I'm not going to say that the perfect recipe, but when you design, for instance, our membership plans, right? The membership plans, 3 tiers membership plans, affordable, enabling the 30% discount on the services, on any service, including Botox, fillers, semaglutide for weight loss, everything. Well, from the membership plans that we designed, you have a higher retention rate because patients, customers will keep visiting your facility.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also a great reminder, oh, well, I'm spending $99 a month for a Diamond membership. I need to use my membership, right? So they're not going to forget about your Facial Mania Med Spa. But also it's convenient for our members. They're going to save money, and also they're going to find everything under the same umbrella. Very convenient to be able to have laser hair removal, Botox, semaglutide for weight loss, and a medical grade facial under the same umbrella at the same facility. So everything must make sense, must be cooked to perfection before to be released. Mm-hmm. We took our time, and we strongly believe that if not happiness in a philosophical way, right, and in a philosophical concept, we strongly believe that these infrastructure, this scaffolding that we designed, is putting more and more smiles on more and more faces. That's my daily mission and personal satisfaction.
From a business standpoint, are you guys making an earnings claim in item 19?
Say it again.
Are you in item 19 of your FDD? Are you guys disclosing how much you can make?
Yes, we disclose the franchisees' revenues.
How are those performing right now, or what are you disclosing in item 19?
We are disclosing 7 of them, and we are disclosing. We are about to disclose 2023. The best performer is $1,600,000 revenue.
That's
right. We are even more proud of the locations that opened in 2022 and are making more than 1 million. We have 2 locations in Miami that are making more than 1 million each, and they open in 2022. So that makes us even prouder.
Well, and I think I love that. I mean, that means the validation customer validation continues to be strong. But when I was looking at the business investment of $250 to $688 to get into it, whenever I'm looking at a business opportunity, what I'm looking at, my guidelines would be this. One would be, can I pay off my initial investment in 3 years? If I took all my net earnings and put it back into the business, could I do that? And clearly at those volumes, you can. 2, what is the point of differentiation from a labor standpoint? And clearly there has to be one here because you're a med spa. Like, you need a different level of labor than, say, a typical wellness business. And then the point of differentiation, because of the flexibility or the bendability that comes from the service offerings, and that, like, I'll give you a interesting example. I have a friend who runs tanning salons in Chicago. He had to be bendable when tanning changed, or the perception of what tanning could do to your body changed. He had to build flexibility into it, so he added other services, and I like that as it relates back to the business model. So it seems like you've engineered awesome things, and to have open up in 22, have $1 million in sales, beat your break even, get into making money. What you've done is exactly what we're talking about in the beginning stages. You know how to engineer good business.
Yep. And talking about EBITDA, we can't disclose much. We can't delve that deep in EBITDA because of the item 19. Of course, we can promise a certain profit.
Sure.
And of course, our franchisees, our candidates can, and they did their analysis, talking to our franchisees. We always tell them there's no discovery day. Our discovery day is very, very fluid. Your validation calls are not prepared. There's nothing that you need to tell me. You just pick up the phone, call them, stop by, talk to our franchisees. We don't want to book the appointment between you and them, right? And you will see. That's another great element of our negotiation with our franchisees. talking about EBITDA, we love to tell our candidates, look, MSPA 2022 report tells you 29% or 28%. I don't remember exactly. EBITDA, it was certainly 29% to 2020. Well, that's our goal. I'm not going to promise you that you are going to make it. You need to work hard to get there. I'm not going to promise you more. I think that's something that you should be very, very satisfied if you get there, 29% EBITDA. And I can tell you that some of my franchisees broke even month to month, the very first month or the second month. Of course, not considering the initial investment or whatever inventory they purchase.
Totally, right.
But this is also an industry where you can buy huge quantity of inventories or small quantities, like 2 syringes of fillers or 2 vials of Botox. You buy under Facial Mania Med Spa umbrella, you get the same discount.
Yeah.
Very high, top tier discount with certain pharmaceutical companies. We have national agreements as we speak with Allergan, Merck Aesthetics. So another great feature is whatever you buy, no matter the quantities, you get the same highest possible discount tier with these important pharmaceutical companies and skincare lines and other suppliers.
How many corporate locations are you operating now?
I have 1 corporate location in Delray Beach, and then we co-own another 3 locations, 2 open and 1 opening soon in Sarasota.
See, what I love about that, I mean, as a business investor looking at a business, that 1, you have your cash invested into the company, but 2, you're able to cash flow through your corporate operations, which means it gives you more resources to now support the franchisees, especially as an emerging brand. And it seems like you're doing the right thing and you built up the funnel. Is there anything else you want the candidate, let's say someone's watched our video to this point, anything else you want the candidate to know about the business model that we haven't discussed?
Well, there are many things to say, right? I don't want to take much of your time. And I think we described Facial Mania Med Spa and it's very, very, the most important elements, right, of our philosophy, the why we do these things and how we do these things. So technology, software, and a lot of training, including continuous training. We are going to do training for our franchisees on a weekly basis, thanks to technology. Of course, Google Meet and Zoom are very, very helpful to give our medical spas all the training they need on a very short notice as well. And this business model, our business model, is also for non-clinicians in certain states, including Florida. And multi-unit owners are preferred, but we are also entertaining very, very interesting conversations with a single or 2, at most 2 locations owners. And this is pretty much it. We need a full day to tell you everything about my concept, right? So I don't know how much time we have.
Well, look, I to the end user, I mean, like if you think about the pathway into a franchise, they're either going to have an experience with you at one of your locations and say, wow, I would like to own my own. Now, it depends on where they want to open it, because if it's within a territory that's protected, good luck. Like that's supply and demand in any brand. If I'm looking at other med spas, which it is a category that has grown quite large in franchising, there's a lot of brands that are coming in here. If I'm advising a buyer, I'm telling them, look at multiple brands and line up the pros and cons of each to see which one aligns with you culturally, business model wise, and that you can actually open in the market that you want to open in. So fundamentally, you've covered some of those things. So the buyer, like, and I've said this all along, for someone that has watched this or lands on your website, I've always encouraged, fill out the form, have a conversation. That costs nothing. And if you hear something that you like, continue it. If you hear something that you don't, you stop. But I think that's like there's this gap where franchise buyers don't go that far to say, give me more information on your business. They stop short of that. And then you miss an opportunity to talk to someone like you, Marcello. And obviously, I appreciate you having this conversation with us and sharing some about your business.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So obviously, if you've watched this, you can go find the brand by Googling. It's a great tool. But thanks for doing Meet the Zor. Thanks for sharing some of your story. For Marcello, I'm Nick. This is another episode of Meet the Zor.